So we'll go out and walk the garden. There's not much going on yet, but you know, it's the way it is this time of year. Puppy dog's out. Of course, it's a little bit windy today. Hopefully I've got a little styrofoam wrapper on my microphone in hopes that it will keep it from being too loud. So I've got cabbage planted in here, and it's looking really good. Our asparagus, we had that kind of false start, and we were harvesting asparagus like crazy, and then it froze again, and so now it's kind of gone. It stopped, so we'll see. I hope that's not all the asparagus we get this year, because we have a lot of asparagus plants, and we were hoping to do a lot of canning with our pickling with our asparagus. So my onions and garlic are looking pretty good. My garlic's looking really good. I'm pretty happy with that. And that's just garlic from the store that I planted. And then my onions, and they're okay, but I don't know, that 10-degree weather kind of pushed them back. And so I replanted. I got some more, they're Texas sweets. I got some more and replanted. So we'll see how those go. And then my onions here, I lost pretty much all of them. So that was kind of sad, because those are onions I grew from seed, and a lot of them were kind of special onions. So, hey chickies! Oh, my girls they're pretty happy. They're laying again, so I'm getting 5, 6, 7 eggs a day, which is nice, because that was a long stretch with not a lot of eggs. We didn't buy any though. So I thought I'd show y'all my little seedlings. So I just sprinkled the seeds for sweetie tomatoes. Sorry, it's hard to see because I've got lights on them. And it was a bit more than I expected to germinate. So I contacted my neighbors to see if anybody would like some. I potted up 72 of them, and I've got a bunch of people that want them. So I will grow those out and give those to my neighbors. And here's my peppers. And I've got asparagus coming up back there. I don't know if you can see it. And then these I planted just a couple days ago. And this is a bunch of flowers and a few kind of herbs and random vegetables. And then over here are all my squashes and pumpkins and things like that. So those I will have to pot up into larger pots, but that's okay. And then down here are my roadster and my red snapper tomatoes, and they are looking pretty good. So I have 3 more tomato varieties that I will get potted into little 2-inch pots, but I just kind of ran out of steam. So in case anybody's interested, this is where I grow out my seeds in the spring, and they're in the house because it's still freezing at night. I do have some out in the high tunnel, but those are like pak choi, things that are much more cold hardy. Tomatoes and peppers and a lot of these things, squashes, they need pretty warm soil. I have them on hot mats or heat mats, and then also have lights running on them. And so it's kind of easier to do this in the house. So I have I have 2 racks that the lights go up and down, and then there's a rack on the bottom that the lights do not go up and down. So as they get bigger, when they get really big, I put them in that one. But it's a lot of plants, and I'm sowing a bunch more today. So I have more lights. So I have used that top shelf also, but I'm kind of seeing how it goes, and I'll add lights as I need them. So on days where it's full sun, I always have to open the high tunnel because I don't have any shade cloth on it yet. It's way too early for shade cloth. So I just open it, and I generally only open the front, and I generally don't run the fan on these kind of days. If we get really warm, like 70 degrees, then I open the back too, and sometimes I'll run the fan. But this is kind of what's going on in the high tunnel. I've been making quiche since I now have eggs, and I've been putting my spinach in my quiche, which I love. I've got some random garlic there, and this is a Tabasco, and you know, they actually are perennial, so I don't know if the roots are alive. I'm just going to leave it and see what happens. My Brussels sprouts, my struggle with my Brussels sprouts is I'm allowing it to get too warm in here, and so the Brussels, the little ones on the edges, they're opening up, and so that's not really working, but you know, it's okay. So these are leeks along the side, and then this is some cabbage that I put in here, and it's looking good, and it's growing fast, faster than the cabbage over there, and I don't know why. It might be it's just getting a little bit better water. Carrots, carrots, carrots. I have lots and lots of carrots. I tried a new recipe of a refrigerator carrot, kind of like a bread and butter pickle, but with carrot slivers, and it's pretty good, but the flavor didn't go all the way through. So I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to try the salt trick, which I'm hoping then will pull the moisture out, and then when I put it in the brine, it'll suck that brine in farther. So these are my peas. Again, I'm just getting a little warm in here, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that, because I want it to stay fairly cool in here. And then here's shallots and onions and garlic, and of course my cat, and they're looking really good. And then my potatoes. So I'm about maybe a month away from harvesting potatoes, and then of course I've got more carrots, which I'm enjoying my carrots. So, oh, this little gizmo, I don't know if I talked about this before. So I got this for Christmas, and it's basically a chair that rolls around so that when I'm planting in these beds, I'm not kneeling. So that's pretty sweet. And so over here, I've got some things I just started like not very long ago, 3 days ago. And they're all coming up. So I decided I would go ahead and try some more broccoli and cauliflower and kohlrabi and some things like cold things like that, and plant them outside, because this time of year now that the high tunnel starts getting warm when we have those hot days. So, and then I've got cabbage that my friend Nicole needs to take, and if she doesn't take it pretty soon, it's going to be extremely stunted. So I don't know what I'll do about that. But we're going with them to wine pickup at Paracelsus today, so I think I will get her to take those. So anyway, rutabagas are looking good. I've been harvesting a bit. I'm thinking about doing a pretty big harvest. They store really well for like 8 to 9 months in the refrigerator. If you put them in a plastic bag, they need humidity, and we have an extra refrigerator in the garage, so that works out pretty good. So I might harvest a bunch of those, and just to give me a bit more space. But that's kind of all that's going on. It's slow, Mostly I'm just planting seeds. So today I've got, I think, 6 more varieties that I just ordered that I'm going to plant, and they're summer things. So I'm going to try something this year with blue Hubbard squash. It's supposed to be a good trap plant for squash vine borers. I guess they like it. They prefer it over other varieties. So I'm going to plant a couple of those in the garden and see if I can't get the squash borers to prefer to attack those instead of my my squash that I want. I really want to get spaghetti squash this year because it's something we really love, and we have a recipe that we love. So anyway, I'm trying new things always, but mostly it's just seed starting for spring and a little bit of cleanup. But that's kind of all that's going on around here. So we're working on our property in Goldthwaite and making really good progress. And other than that, we're just living. So I love y'all. Billy, I hope you're doing really, really good. And I will talk to most of you soon. Bye.